Hey everyone, welcome to the big match preview. I am Scotty Collier. This video is sponsored by OneFootball. The OneFootball app is the easiest way to keep up to date with all the latest transfers, news and stats all in one place. To download the OneFootball app, click the link in the description below. Straight with the preview, we take on Liverpool up at Anfield on Monday night, 8 PM kickoff. Looking to do what no other team has done in the Premier League so far this season, and that's beat Liverpool. It's going to be a very, very tough ask. If we look back at the City game, not too many positives to take from that, if any. We defended all right, but lapse of concentration again by Ryan Fredericks for a corner. Conceded a very, very soft goal, especially when you've been held resolute for that length of time. To concede a goal the way we did, I think is very, very disappointing. I get what Moyes is trying to do with the way he's playing, trying to stay in the game as long as possible. Confidence is shot throughout the side, you can see that. But for me, it's what we do when we've got the ball. We're not doing enough. As I said after the game, Antonio sits far too deep. When we're defending in numbers the way we are, we need an outlet, and he is an outlet. But at times he's just so deep, he's making life so much harder for himself, trying to get further forward and further up the pitch. For me, going into this game, if Moyes does stick with that same system, Antonio's just got to float around the halfway line. We don't need him any deeper. He's got to keep the Liverpool centre-halves pushed back as far as possible. We've got players bombing on. You don't want the centre-halves coming up. You want to keep at least two players, forcing them to stay backwards. And I just think if Antonio can stay further up the pitch, even just drifting around on the halfway line, staying on the shoulder of the last defender, it gives us a bit more of an outlet. It's just, but then, obviously we've got to find him. For me, personally, what I'd do is I'd look to play sort of a 4-4-1-1. Have the 8, get bodies behind the be compact, be hard to break down, as we, the same sort of system that we used to play under Allardyce, let's be honest. But I just think we just need a man to link up in the middle. So instead of defending with 10 men behind the ball, just stick with the 9, but keep one further forward and have one just a little bit deeper. Maybe Anderson, a player that then Liverpool got to think about, who can be a threat, who's got a bit of pace about him. I just think that the way we set up against City, we didn't have a lot of pace out wide. Masuaku's rapid, but he doesn't get forward quickly enough for me to support Antonio. You saw Snodgrass bombing through at times, but obviously he's not got a lot of pace. So, just think, if we are going to try and be resolute, we've got to get forward and support Antonio if he starts, obviously, when we get the opportunity to get forward. So, that's my personal opinion. That's what I think we should try and do. But, so you look at Liverpool. Last time two sides met, Liverpool won out 2-0 winners at the London Stadium. Liverpool's last game, they lost 1-0 to Atletico Madrid. And they only beat Norwich 1-0 in their last Premier League game, a game which they sort of struggled at spells in. But Norwich tried to make themselves hard to beat, and Liverpool have they've been that good this season. So as I said, we're looking to do what not many teams have done over the past 2 seasons. Liverpool lost 1 game so far in 2 Premier League seasons. That's no mean feat. It just shows how good that they are. Our last 2 visits up to Anfield have not been pretty. A 4-0 defeat and a 4-1 defeat don't make pretty reading. We've only got 1 win up there in our last 46 games. And I think if Liverpool go on to win this, I think they equal their own record for home wins in, I don't know if it's in one season or on the spin. So, it's a tough ask. When we look at injuries, Fredericks obviously damaged his shoulder in the Man City game, so he's going to be a bit of a loss. He'll be joining Yarmolenko and Wilshere on the injury list. Liverpool, they've lost Henderson to injury. He picked up an injury, I think, in midweek. So, that is a bit of a blow for him. He's a leader on the pitch. He's a player that can pick a pass as well. So that is a bit of a blow, but they've got quality to replace him. It's going to be very, very tough. Big question in this game is what Moyes does if he sticks with his system. Who does he bring in for Ryan Fredericks? Will it be Zabaleta, who's obviously not as quick but is very experienced, or does he go back with Ngakia, who he threw into his Premier League debut against Liverpool at the London Stadium? Does he give him another chance? He hasn't put him back in the squad or the 16 match day 16, sorry, since that game against Liverpool, does he thrust him straight back in? You know, for me, I don't see why not. He didn't do much wrong, and with the pace of the fullbacks that Liverpool have, maybe we need someone a bit younger, a bit fresher, and a bit quicker on his feet. You know, as I said, Zabaleta's got a lot of experience, but he's not as quick as he used to be. And Zabo, as we know, will try and get forward and just doesn't have the pace to get back. So for me, I'll give Ngakia another go. But that's if he goes for that similar system. He can always sort of go 3-5-2 and play either or play Snodgrass or move Antonio out wide right. And then push someone else up top. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see. I fully expect him to start Antonio up top on his own, if I'm honest. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see. As usual, the boys will be up. Well, sorry, not us. The away fans will be up there supporting the team. You know, we're all behind the team, whether or not we agree with the appointments, whether or not we agree with the ball. We want the boys to win. Major thing for me in the City game is we didn't offer enough going forward when we did get the ball. Something we need to put right in this game, you know, and just compete for everything. Put your bodies on the line. If we can get away with a point in this one, I think it'll be a bonus point, especially with the other games going ahead as I'm filming this preview. You know, if results go against us, we could find ourselves going into Liverpool games second from bottom. So, you know, we need luck to be on our side. We need to be hard to beat. We need to be resilient. And, you know, we need to get something. We need a turn of luck. We need a turn of, I don't know, you know, but fingers crossed we can go there, get some sort of result, roll on at Southampton, get a bit of confidence behind us, and, you know, try and push ourselves up that league. Thank you very much for watching. One thing left to say, come on you Irons.